It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NBA show. Check out the entire show. Hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. We move on. 7 p.m. Eastern. Atlanta Hawks at Washington Wizards. Hawks 9-9, 4-5 on the road. Wizards 3-11, 1-5 at home. We're at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. Hawks open up as 4.5-point favorites. That sticks at this point. There's been no movement there. This total opened up at 234. It's dropped quite quickly down to 232. And understandably so, the pace that these two teams are running at is much slower than we remember. And it's just that vividness bias of these huge scores from last year. And I don't know. Certainly by the pace they're playing, it's not to be expected here. Hawks pace last 5, 27th in the NBA. I have not said that since Trae Young started at point guard for this team. 97.44 possessions a game. Wizards pace last 5, 5th in the NBA at just, and I say just because it's 102.20 possessions a game. It's not that fast. Hawks are coming off 132-128 overtime loss at home to Brooklyn on Wednesday night on the second half of a home back-to-back. Trae Young went for 28 points, 14 assists, but was just 7 of 22 from the field. Clint Capella went for just 9 points and 11 boards in 30 minutes, but he was a game-high plus 19 on the floor, and he's got a hand injury. He's listed as probable. I have to think that came into play with the reason why he wasn't out there for more. He played through the hand issue on Wednesday. Cam Reddish came off the bench and scored 24. He has a right quad contusion. He's questionable. Reddish just returned from the Achilles issue, and his quad's giving him trouble. And we always see that in NBA when someone's got a calf injury, it goes to the hamstring. You know, it's just you're not right. You end up overcompensating, and you get hurt. And this is their 4th game in 6 nights. And I know that the Wizards are a fade-only spot, but something's keeping me off the Hawks at this point, but I'll hear your guys' breakdowns. Wizards are coming off their 3rd straight loss, 124-106 at New Orleans, averaging just 98.3 points per game over their losing streak, out-rebounded 63-46 in their loss to New Orleans, with Thomas Bryant out with a knee injury. Robin Lopez just isn't getting the job done on the glass. 3 rebounds in 23 minutes. Bradley Beal went for 47 points, but he needs someone to help him out there. Westbrook was resting, and he will be back in action tonight. We start with Trotwam. Hawks Wizards, take it away.
Yeah, they're getting some reinforcements back from Washington. That's what gets me a little hesitant as well. They got Burton's probable as well as Westbrook coming back. Those two guys are big punches for those two teams. I think that this Hawks team is being a little hobbled, but even that being said, I still like the Hawks, honestly, in this spot. I think if we get Cam Reddish out, that may give us a better line. And then also with those other two guys coming back, we might be able to get a better line. I'm not going to take it right now. But as far as the Hawks, the last 5 games they covered, 6 of the last 5 games they covered, a lot of that has to do with Capella, Hunter, and Collins. These guys have been hidden. And Hunter, especially, he's having a career season. I mean, it looks like, it's only 2 years so far. I don't want to go too ahead of this, but he's going in. It looks like the same guy that we've seen at Virginia that won the national title, 20 points per game, shooting 51% these last 2 weeks. I think this guy is getting pretty good. And when he's doing the post, they're double teaming him. They're doubling him in the post. He is bruising these guys. So I like that. And you maybe want to look into that. As far as this 2 teams, their last 3 games, Hawks have been averaging 117 points per game. The other team is 98 points per game. So that's for the Wizards there. Like you said, they're not getting any help. If you got just Bradley Beal out there looking super sad, it's definitely demoralizing, I believe, in that locker room, along with Westbrook game banging on his homie that went to Houston. That got to mess it up a little bit. So I think that you could definitely maybe still fading the Wizards, and that's just based off of what they have available. And there may be a little issue with Westbrook, man. I don't know. I don't think I'll buy in on this Westbrook. I'm not going to take it right now. I think that's something that we're going to look once the line gets a little bit more tighter and some of these guys become a little bit more available or not available. I think Cam Reddish is out. These soft tissue injuries are serious right now. So those two things being combined there, that's an issue that I think they're going to slow him down.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. One of the things when I was looking at this card was I was telling myself, do I really want to start with 2 slight road favorites to start off the card? And it's just my ROI, something I've just stayed away from as I've succeeded more and more in NBA. It's just something I've stayed away from, and I was hesitant to start the card with this. Let's hear what Dutch Boy Fresh has to say. Hawks Wizards.
Yeah, I don't got to look on this game, Jim. I will say a lot of Bradley Beal talk going around. I've been real high on that kid since he came out of Florida. To me, he's like the closest thing to Ray Allen. But one thing is, I sure as hell don't feel sorry for the kid. I mean, he's making $30 million a year playing the game he loves. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of that shit, and I'm like, get that shit out of here, man. He's just fine. It's been a rough year for a lot of teams. A rough year for the Wizards with just getting the John Wall trade late with Russ. A lot of injuries. I think they'll be fine, but I definitely don't feel sorry for Bradley.
No, I hear that, and I'm waiting for Westbrook to step up. Some of these players, it really feels like they're affected by no fans in the stands, and Westbrook's someone who thrives off of that energy and electricity. Seems like he's someone who's struggling with them out. I'm not, to be honest with you, the fourth game in 6 nights for the Hawks, possibly not having Reddish. I wish I had the balls to bet on this Wizards team, and I don't. And it's probably a good thing. Sure. Do you guys have either of you have any feel on this total that's dropped from 234 down to 232?
That's interesting. That's interesting as well. The total dropping that makes sense for this to be more of a slugfest type of game. I don't see this being a slugfest though. It's either going to be Washington Wizards making a lot of shots, hitting threes, or you're going to see the Hawks making a lot of shots, hitting threes. The last 3 games though for the Hawks, they're shooting 37% from three, 55% effective field goal percentage. You're going to see a difference in the Wizards. That's why I don't want to mention too much of their last 3 games. Getting all these guys coming back, they should play a little bit better than what they have been. So I do understand that, and this could be a look ahead spot for the Hawks as well. They have the Lakers, Dallas, Utah, and Toronto next. So this could be easily a look ahead spot in my opinion too.
And nice points here. And I know we want to move on to the other games here, but just very quickly, Russell Westbrook going up against Trae Young. Russell Westbrook's going to be able to be physical with him. Trae Young's going to score some, beautiful, obviously going to turn it on and embarrass him a couple spots on the floor. Do you think that will ignite Russell Westbrook? Do you think he's capable of, after resting last night, having a big game here?
Where I look with Russ is rebounds and assists. I like Russ. I like his mentality, but for like a last year and a half now, he forgot how to shoot. And that's a part of basketball. It's a big part of basketball, especially when you're as talented as that guy is, because he can beat his guy off the dribble and do whatever he wants. But if he ain't making his shots, personally, I think his confidence is a little shook. And it's you can see it at the free throw line. I mean, it's just all around. I would only look rebounds and assists when it comes to Russell Westbrook, Jim.
I think that's a very interesting look that I'm going to keep an eye out for. No moves at this point from the guys. And Wham, you think that if Reddish is announced out, that you might get a better number than the 4.5 available right now?
Yeah, I believe that Bertans will be playing. Westbrook will be playing. That should even out. A lot of people feel a little bit more at ease to bet the Wizards. I think it is going to be some money on the Wizards, so I'm going to slow it up a little bit.
I think that Westbrook rebounds and assists does make a lot of sense because he can be physical with Trae Young. He can get those loose rebounds and feed Beal.